so I know. All right, that's a wrap here in Lexington.
Woo!
Our most rapid reaction to date. Drew Franklin here with Nick Roush. Kentucky just beat Ohio 41-6.
They just beat them.
Beat them.
They're right there.
It is
They're
ending
walking
right
off the
now.
field.
Cats getting back to 500, 2-2 on the year.
35-point win.
35-point win. We wanted the offense to score a lot of points. We got a lot of points. Helped out by Max Harrison with a pick 6. Pretty good day overall, Roush. As I said, they're 2-0 against non-conference, 0-2 against the SEC. But back to 500 on the year. We're going to watch this scene as they're all leaving. But Roush, what just the general takes as we walk around here?
It's not everything we wanted, but having a blowout win's a blowout win. This defense is the real deal, Holyfield. Alex Rayner might be able to kick a football over a mountain. They called a timeout, and he didn't get that field goal off, but he banked one in from 61 yards. 61 freaking yards, Drew. He was lined up for a school record 56-yarder. When Kentucky called a timeout, they decided to go for it and ended up converting the 4th and 7 and ended up scoring 2 plays later. So it was a bit of a weird game where we had a couple things where you're like, do we go for it? Do we not go for it? I know a lot of people are going to be critical of what happened at the end of half, though, because it was kind of a disaster. Let's be real.
Yeah, we'll start with little Brock Vandegrift, 237 yards. Big game for Dane Key. You mentioned Alex Rayner.
Huge game for Dane Key.
41-6. We're happy overall. Very thin crowd late in the game, being very hot out here
toasty down
today.
here. Very toasty. Very humid, muggy.
You're not lying, though. A little bit of Stoops' philosophy popped back up. You win by 35 points, but there were still some head-scratching decisions today.
Well, they had the ball. I'll talk about the quarterback draws later, but they had the ball right before halftime, out of timeouts, end up scrambling around. So you get in the same situation you were last week. No timeouts. Do you kick the field goal on 3rd down or you take a shot? Last week he didn't take a shot. They kicked the field goal. They took the points. This time, Stoops went for it. Brock gets strip-sacked, and they can't run out the field goal unit in time to go kick a 61-yarder. Because Rayner did bang it in. But my thing, Drew, if you're going to be the field goal guy, just be the field goal guy. Just be consistent. And he let the people on the sideline say, let's go for it, let's go for it. And the reality of it is, Drew, the pass protection just is what it is. They're not going to get any better. I don't care if they're playing South Carolina, if they're playing Georgia, if they're playing Ohio. In predictable pass situations, the other team's going to blitz, and they're going to get home free. So that was my only issue with the field goal kicking late.
There's a star right there as I butt in with Dane Key walking by. Big game for him.
A great game.
Back on the field goal thing, we weren't here, so we didn't hear it, but everyone watching at home probably heard it on the broadcast. Stoops' halftime interview, he basically said, that wasn't my decision. Was he putting the blame on everyone else, it sounded like? Maybe the assistant coaches, everyone around him?
Dude, they dance like this to Dumas Walker? This is awesome.
So I'll go down to Dumas Johnson.
I would love to be down here after every game.
It's a little chaotic, rapid reaction. We've never been down here before. Scatterbrain thoughts here. But, yeah, finish the thought on the
my thing is, like, just be consistent. It's like in the NFL, you have 4th down guys. If you're going to go for it, just go for it every single time. That's my belief. Like, just be consistent every single time. Just kick the field goal there, Stoops. I know people wouldn't have liked it, but that was a part of this game that was a little bit weird, that was a little bit hinky. I think he'd like to take that back. But the overall point, though, like, I think is 100% clear. Like, just the pass protection is what it is, Drew. Yeah. And there's nothing you can do about it. And so you got to adapt around it. We saw a couple rollouts that were nice, but, I think they had 5 holding penalties called on them. They were holding, and they were still letting Brock Vandegrift get hit, letting him get sacked. They're going to be one of the worst pass protection teams in college football, and that's just something you're going to have to live with, all right? Like, it sucks, but it's the reality that we're in right now.
There was some Stoopsing today, including how good the defense looked. You know he's proud of them. Old Titsworth for Ohio, number 69.
Oh, yeah.
Deion Walker had that guy thrown around all day long.
It's a bad day to be
It was
Titsworth.
another one of those games where Deion's not going to show up in the box score a lot.
Yeah.
But they were struggling with Deion Walker, which set up everyone else around him.
Well, you saw Trayvon Ribka bat down a nice pass. Sackham Souls living up to his name.
Steve Souls out of nowhere.
I mean, Kentucky signed all these 4-star pass rushers and linebackers, and who's the guy that's out there playing as a freshman and raising hell? The undersized, low 3-star recruit from Tennessee. Sackham Souls is awesome. He had a nice tackle. Quarterback hurry, a tackle and a screen pass. He's a lot of fun. I will say the one thing, like, if there's one point in the game that I am very disappointed in the offense, it was the drive after the defense. The defense should have pitched a shutout. They deserved to pitch a shutout. Kentucky was up 27-0. You have Maxwell Harrison get a pick six. Then they get a 3 and out. You give the offense the ball at the 45-yard line. They should go down and get the kill shot in the game with 10 minutes left in the third quarter, 5 minutes left in the third quarter. What does Kentucky do? Efficient, ahead of the chains on first down. And then they get into a 4th and inches situation. Drew, they run the quarterback read option. Brock makes the right read, and he just drops the ball on the ground. Just put the ball on the ground. He picked it up, but he should have walked for a first down. Instead, it gave the defense enough time to tackle it, and he loses 10 yards. That was the touchdown. Like, Ohio scored the next time down. That's the kind of stuff, like, just if you're going to be Brock Vandegrift and you're going to be just making some routine plays and a couple shots a game, right? Like, he was 10 of 13 at half. They weren't asking him to do too much. A couple downfield to Dane. But for the most part, it's just be efficient. If you're going to be this efficient passing offense underneath, not too explosives, on 4th and inches, you got to get it. You can't put the ball down on the turf like they did there.
Yeah, we wanted this to be a big breakout game for Vandegrift. He did do a lot of good things. I mean, 237 yards, you're winning by 35 points. It's
the
not going to be a bad
scramble
game.
drill throw to Dane. Like, there was some fun stuff.
But that big leap forward, still wanted a little bit more. But Dane, I mean, he was relying on Dane early. 109 yards by halftime? The picture of the game is that hurdle. I wish he had gotten in and get stopped at the 1-yard line. But Dane almost with an all-time highlight there. A little tribute to Sidney McLaughlin in the house trying to hurdle Ohio defender at the goal line.
Oh, man, that was almost perfect. We couldn't get any receiving touchdowns, though. Just rushing touchdowns today.
See, I wanted to pile it on. You're not going to get many opportunities like this one. This is a day I wanted to air it out as much as possible.
The one thing, two more things. Shoestring tackles. Guys.
There was at least 5 of them.
Let's half step. Let's pick our feet up a little bit.
Barry Brown should have been a TD, shoestring tackle. Wilcox should have had a TD, shoestring tackle.
I wanted Wilcox to get loose. The other thing that, I mean, I still don't, the jury's still out on the play caller, the new play caller. We don't really know the deal. And the quarterback draw, when they're in the red zone on the second possession and they end up kicking a 30-yard field goal, they had it 2nd and inches, false start, wildcat run, quarterback draw. They didn't really do anything. I didn't like those. And then right before half, you had to burn a timeout because you called a quarterback draw. They went first down, quarterback draw, timeout. Like, what? Come on, just let him scramble. What's a quarterback draw? Wilcox is faster than Vandegrift.
I feel like we're a little close to the Mitch Barnhart family section here at the moment. We're about to be in the team prayer circle. Roush is going to head to Stoops soon.
Is this where? I don't know what happens after.
I don't know. We're going to move. This is all new territory. We're figuring this out. Hopefully you're still there watching us, but we're moving around, figuring this out on the go.
Should I go talk to Mark Stoops? Do we have? Let me see. I took notes, Drew.
Well, hit all your notes, then you go talk to Mark Stoops, and I'll put a bow on this.
That was really it. It was just a weird game, especially when in the first half you thought Kentucky could never recover a fumble because they finally recovered a fumble down in the red zone. It got overturned, and then JJ has what looks like a scoop and score, and then he falls down and he almost fumbles it and falls back on it. That was a yakety sax moment there, Drew.
They broke out of the drought of picking up fumbles, which has been bad this year. But if JJ hadn't ended up with that one, because it should have been a soup and score, bobbles that they finally pile on. But if they had gotten that one, I thought there'd be higher beings at work that just aren't letting UK pick up the football.
That was wild.
One thing while I have you, we were in the press box all day, and we kept people talking about the heat outside. It's well air conditioned in there.
Yes.
Now that we've been out here about 10 minutes, I know what they're talking about. I am turning red as we do this. This must have been a very hot day out here on the field. I
understand why people left.
Yeah.
Maybe
I completely get it, the fans that left early. It
was hot.
You know, before the game, they were late arriving. Tailgating scene wasn't great. We got hit with some unexpected rain, but at kickoff it filled in pretty good.
Yeah.
They just left a little early.
Yeah.
There were a few Louisville fans making fun of Kentucky fans on Twitter today for the crowd. What are you talking about?
They're busy going to Louisville Bats games instead of their own football games. That whole entire flight deck was empty at kickoff. So Louisville, take out your suck it and suck it.
And we're going to take out our closing the book on Kroger Field. A 4-game homestand to start the season.
Oh, man.
Getting a little used to this place.
Going
next
on the road.
Week, Ole Miss, then a bye. Going to be a little while. What, October 12th before we're back in here, I think?
Yeah. So it'll be a little bit. But yeah, maybe they go to something crazy next weekend. Wouldn't that be fun, Drew?
That would be a lot of fun. We're going to send Nick Roush off to meet Mark Stoops, ask lots of questions. Thank you all for watching here on YouTube. Guy Steven put in work behind the scenes. I'm going to assume this is all making it on the air. I have no idea. He's giving me hand signals like I've done TV before. I don't know what any of it means. But Roush had a good time out here in the heat on the field. Tried this. This is new. Cats win 41-6. Big game from Dane Key. Big game from the offense with the ground attack. Big game from Max Hairston, tying the UK record for career interceptions returned for a touchdown. Hope I didn't break that, Steven. I'm going to get out of here. We're getting a little wacky. For Drew Franklin, Nick Roush, Steven behind the camera, everyone that works for KSR, all 55 of us, thank you for following everything we do. Stick with the website. We got lots of post-game coverage still to come throughout the day. Go Cats. And I definitely just broke it.
JJ! I'll go get it. Oh my goodness. Congrats, man.